Hi. Well, there's a lot of things bugging me these days. It must be because I'm getting old. But one thing bugs me because I am old. And it's the issue of the safety of older people, but particularly older people in rural areas who very often live alone and are now, quite truthfully, living in fear of their lives of gougers who come and rob them. The suggestion is, we don't know how true, that because of the increased motorway access, criminals from Dublin can now go down the country, assault people, take their savings or their equipment, and off they go. I don't care where they come from. The principle remains the same, that people are now in fear. How do we stop it? Well, we reopen closed Garda stations. We get more Gardaí. But those things, first of all, are unlikely. But even if they were likely, they're going to take a long time to do it, because you have to recruit the Gardaí, get them through Templemore, then you have to try and sort out the Garda stations. It's not going to happen. The people of Tipperary, in a meeting recently, many of them talked about arming themselves to protect themselves. It's very difficult to disagree with that. I have to say, people like me who live in the comparative safety of suburban Dublin, where you have neighbourhood watch schemes, where you have neighbours next door on either side of you, by and large you're pretty safe. But I couldn't believe it in the last year when we were burgled. The awful sense of violation. I couldn't believe it. I'd heard about burglaries. But when you go in and your window is broken, every drawer in the house is turned upside down and emptied. Even the beds are turned upside down. They must believe that people still put money under the bed. Your house is destroyed. The feeling is awful. But we weren't there. Imagine if we had been there. Now, you may well say they wouldn't have come in if they thought we were there. But they're doing it in rural Ireland. Why wouldn't they do it in suburban Dublin? If I thought there was a real possibility of that kind of thing happening in my home, I think I'd arm myself. And the first guy who came through that window or through that door in an attempt to do me or my family marriage, he'd get both barrels. Now, it may be actually difficult to get a gun because, of course, we still have permits in this country. And I understand that too. So maybe it's just got to be a golf club. Maybe it just has to be a baseball bat. But I think there has to be a right to defend yourself. If you cannot defend yourself, then it's essentially something wrong with our democracy. But there is also an issue that before you open Garda stations, before you recruit Gardaí, you could make the selling of stolen goods very difficult. Instead of which, all over Ireland, you now get cash without anybody asking, where did you get the gold from? Or where did you get the piece of farming equipment that you want melted down? Nobody asks you a question. Just hands you cash. Do you mean to tell me that's not an incentive to crime? Go out and do something about it. And all these politicians who claim they've been elected by the people to do the people's bidding, I don't think the people said to them, oh, go out and do Dáil reform, work out on how much speaking time. No. The people of Ireland want to live in peace and safety with a roof over their heads. There are a lot of people in Ireland who don't have a roof over their heads, but now it seems that even those who do have a roof are not safe. There'll be more tomorrow, I suspect.